My name is Jared James. If you aren't familiar with me, I'm best known as an entrepreneur that gets the unique opportunity to coach and train agents and brokers in the real estate world and speak at conferences in front of thousands of people. But it wasn't always that way for me. What separates me from so many others is that I've actually done everything that I want you to be able to do. For that reason, this is the place to come if you want to learn the strategies needed to succeed in today's marketplace. This is the Jared James Today Show.
Hey everyone, Jared James here, and welcome to episode 11 of the Jared James Today Show, or more importantly, first episode with a whiteboard behind me, which that's really just listening to feedback from you guys. You wanted to see some of the things as they were going up, so we're going to mix it up. This is something we'll be doing sometimes, okay? Now, if you're watching this right now, a couple of things. Share it with somebody else in the industry that's going to help them. Give it a like if you're watching it on YouTube. Leave a comment. I respond to every one of those. Make sure you subscribe, guys. That is a channel that you're going to want to be subscribed to. But what we do on this show is really just give you a lot of helpful tips, whether they're business building, motivation, whatever it happens to be. We do that. Take a moment, go over to connectwithjared.com. Make sure you connect with me on all the social platforms. I do different things on every single one of them. Send me a message on Snapchat. I'll reply to you. I promise. Just make sure you're doing all that. But today, we're going to cover a topic that I think a lot of you are going to enjoy, and more importantly, a lot of you are going to get a lot out of. And what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about 7 things that every top realtor should be doing, okay? And the key word there is should, because some of these, you're going to be able to check off the box and be like, I'm doing that, and feel pretty good about yourself. And then other ones of these, you're going to be challenged a little bit more, and those are the ones that you really need to pay attention to, okay? So let's talk about these 7. First one I want to talk about that you see right here, and this is nothing new. If you're a student of ours or you've been following me for any amount of time, this can't be left off. This is take control over your state of mind. You know, they did that study, the top 100 salespeople in the world, and what was the number one thing they had in common? And it was ability to control, ability to manage your own state of mind. So how do we do that? I'm going to give you a few tips right now. I could do 90 minutes on this right now. But first tip. Get your morning routine down. What are you doing in the morning? Regardless of who you listen to, what industry you're in, whatever it happens to be, we now know that the morning is a crucial time in the day. And some of you are watching this right now, and you're going, well, I don't have time to follow a routine in the morning. And my response to you would be, you're already following a routine. It's just a matter of whether it's a productive routine or it's an unproductive routine. One thing that I do every single morning without fail, I get up in the morning, I pray, I read, I immerse myself in good content, and I watch good video. Every single morning. Many times I'm sitting here in the office before anyone gets here, and I'm watching video, and I'm just laughing. Laughter has the ability to change your state. And sometimes I'm watching a comedian, and sometimes I'm watching something from The Tonight Show, and sometimes I'm watching because I know how important that routine is to put myself in the right place to be feeling good. Listening to the right music. I mean, guys, if you listen to a depressing song, how do you feel? You feel depressed. But when you listen to a happy, this is where we want to be. Second thing you want to do to help control your state of mind, check your worldview. Now this one is a little bit different, maybe not one that you've heard before, but we all have a worldview, and everything we do comes through or is filtered through the prism of that worldview. You know, how do we feel about the market? Well, there's low inventory, so it's difficult for buyers, or it's, you know, very true, same person. Well, it's low inventory, I'm getting record prices on my sellers, and I'm getting, still true. What is your overall belief? What is your overall worldview just in general? I want you to ask yourself a question. In general in your life, when you look at where you live, when you look at the system that you're in, when you look at the industry that you're in, when you look at the people you're surrounded by, when you look at these things, are you a victim or a champion? Which one are you? Because everything you do is going to be filtered through that victim or champion mindset. And ultimately, that is going to determine the vigor or the amount of energy or the amount of whatever else that you put into your day because of how you feel from them. And it comes from that overall worldview, which, by the way, both sides of most worldviews are 100% true. It's just a matter of which one feeds the positive, which one feeds the negative. Next thing I want you to do in order to get your state of mind in place, figure out what actually matters to you and will keep you motivated, okay? I don't know if you've ever stopped and asked the question, Was I put on this planet to sell houses? But if you have, I hope that the answer to that question was no, okay? Yes, in the beginning it's exciting, but once you get to the point of a certain success, transactions are transactions, you're doing deals, it's not going to keep you motivated. But what you have to learn to do is you have to learn to associate what selling houses does for you in your life that you are passionate about, right? Like when you sell houses, that is why I am able to provide for my family, have freedom, go on vacations, do these kinds of things. When I sell houses, that's what allows me to give money to this charity that I want to support or so it's not necessarily that I'm passionate about houses, but I am passionate about houses because of what I associate comes from me selling houses, or more importantly, what I associate doesn't come if I don't sell houses. So you have to have your focus on that, which now retrains yourself to be motivated to sell houses, because houses on their own, it's not going to work. And the last thing I want you to do when it comes to state of mind is that I want you to start to listen to your bug zapper. Okay? Now that sounds crazy, but you're going to remember it. We've all seen the bug zapper on the porch, and every time a bug comes near, it doesn't question whether or not it's going to kill it. It just zzz, zzz, bug is gone, right? I believe that we have internal bug zappers, and I believe that environment is critical. The people we surround ourselves with are critical. Too many of us are allowing ourselves to be surrounded by energy-sucking, life-sucking vampires, and our bug zapper is going off like crazy, but we're not eliminating him. We're just kind of going, well, that's my aunt. Well, that's my friend. Well, that's whatever. Let me tell you something. You can tell a loser by how they talk. Okay? If you want to know who a winner is and who a loser is, just listen to them talk. If you're surrounded by people who constantly complain about everything, their worldview is overall negative, they're a victim in everything that they do, they talk about everyone else, you're surrounded by, that bug zapper needs to be going off, going loser, loser, loser. You need better people around you, or this state of mind, this number one reason for your success as a salesperson is never going to go where it should be. Activate the bug zapper, listen to the bug zapper, okay? Let's go number 2. The second thing that every top realtor needs to be doing is to have consistent lead generating patterns in place. I want you to remember this. Stop the cycle. There is a cycle in our industry which basically says, get up in the morning, work your tail off, do whatever you have to do to try to create transactions. Once you get those transactions, your whole day is focused on customer service, putting out fires, no more lead gen, no more nothing, just putting these things together, and then they all close and you go, oh crap, I don't have any transactions, and the cycle now turns back over. Work to create transactions, take care of those people once you get them, cycle, cycle, cycle. The most successful people in our industry have to have consistent lead generating patterns in place every single day. It means you have your systems in place. From a CRM perspective, it means that you're working social leads right now. We're working Facebook and these kinds of things, both from an ad perspective and from a promoted post perspective. We just did some trainings on that you can check out. It means that you're working your direct targeted marketing to specific areas where we know sellers and buyers are going to be coming from those areas. It means you're making your calls every day, your difficult phone calls that you're trying to avoid, your calls to your sphere, your past clients, your leads that have come in, even if they were 7 months ago. You're making calls to your FSBOs, your expired, you're doing your open houses every single day. I don't want to go on for 30 minutes here, but it means that you have consistent lead generating systems in place and you're following them every single day, and you are giving a certain amount of time to that, and you're not allowing yourself to be, your schedule to be dictated by your email, your cell, your text, your phone, whatever it happens to be, where you're always running around and never actually creating. I've said on previous episodes, the day that you stop doing things to create business is a day closer you come to being out of business, and we don't want that to happen, okay? Third thing that every top realtor needs to be doing, work with a good, qualified coach. Now, a lot of people in this industry, when they hear coach, I read these things online and they're like, oh, you're just handing money to somebody who can't do it themselves, or they can't. If your business, think about your business, let's talk real estate for a second. If your business was judged according to its lowest professionals, how would people look at you? Are there not a lot of people who have the exact same title as you, realtor, real estate agent, whatever it happens to be, and you know that they're nowhere near your level? They're not on the same level of profession. They're not on... Guys, our industry is no different. Everyone today is a coach. I mean, my God, I see it everywhere. I saw an article, people kept tagging me in an article recently that was actually done by a large publication. It was like top 25 coaches in the industry. I don't think there are 25 qualified coaches in the industry, but as far as coaching organizations, but it said top 25 coaches in the industry, and I kept getting tagged because everybody kept saying, how can we take this serious when Jared James isn't even on it, and neither is, and they named another big coach, and like, how are we supposed to even take this serious? It was basically just a list of friends of that place. And then I went and I looked at it, and of the top 25, 3 of them were paying students of ours. Like, they weren't even... In order to be a coach, you have to have students. Like that is kind of how it works. In order to be a leader, you have to have followers. Like that's kind of how that definition works. Not everybody is one. But notice what I said, good qualified coach, which means that they've done what it is that you want to do. They have the skill set that actually inspires you, motivates you to do that. They have the ability to work with you to put together a plan, create a blueprint, and then hold you accountable to that, because accountability is key. We had a student who I was talking to recently who her business has gone up actually 300% in the first 8 months that she was working with us. And I said, so what's the biggest reason? And she goes, you know, I think about getting on with my coach and I don't want to disappoint him. Like, I don't want to get on there and not do what it is that he told me to do. And so now I'm actually doing the things that I knew I should have been doing all along, that I was pushing aside, that I was saying someday I'll do. And you guys have heard me say many times, someday is not a day in the week. Accountability matters. But you need someone who's qualified. You need someone who's going to make you practice so you become a pro, so you learn the phrases. I think our last episode I did 5 phrases you need to work into your real estate business, where you learn that the quality of the answers will always come from the quality of the questions you ask, and you learn how to put the right phrases in, and you truly become a professional. That is what a good coach does. A good coach shows you and how to systematize and then hold you accountable to actually do that. And look, there's probably 5 or 6 really good organizations. For some of you, it's going to be us. You need to come coach with us, whether in a virtual sense, which is really like a starter realm, or for the majority of you, getting a one-on-one coach. A lot of you need to do that as well. But for some of you, you're not going to relate to my personality, and there's probably 4 or 5 or 6 other really good organizations out there. It's not an accident that almost every top person in this industry has a coach. And at the same time, it's not an accident that almost every single person who plateaus and never goes any further, and their business kind of goes like this and this every year, depending on what's going on in the market, it's also not a coincidence that they don't have a coach, okay? And so something for you guys to think about, whether it's us or someone else, you need to have a good, qualified coach that's going to help you set the blueprint, going to hold you accountable, make you practice, and really help you reach your fullest potential, okay? Fourth thing we have right here, I think we're on this side now, is work towards your future goals daily. An unfortunate truth in our society is that most people wake up in the morning and everything they do from that point forward is about, what do I have to do today to get back to this position laying in this bed? What do I have to do today to look like a functioning adult? Like, I'm not lazy, I'm not whatever, but just get back to this place in my bed and watch the next episode on Netflix of whatever show they're watching or whatever it happens to be. And most people wake up with no target, no kind of anything, just how do I get back in bed? Okay? And the old saying, when you don't have a target, you're sure to hit it. That is so true. You know, you want to begin with the end in mind, and that means daily. And that means every single day there should be something going on in your day that is working towards where you're trying to go. And if that means that you have a goal to formulate a team, that means at some point, you, even if you're just paying $8 an hour for a virtual assistant and having them doing little minor tasks for you, that you're getting used to delegating and having somebody do something for you so that you can start getting used to stepping into that team function that you want eventually. And so you do that by hiring someone even just for a couple hours a week and paying them almost next, but you're starting to get closer. That means that if you have a goal to not only be in this side of the real estate industry, but do what I think most of you should be doing, which is investing in in real estate, that means that a little percentage of everything you get is going into a separate account. And you're looking for deals all the time. You're looking for partners that you can bring in so you can move quicker in your investments. You're looking for every single day you begin with the end in mind and you work towards your future goals daily, okay? Don't just dream about them. I said once before, dreaming is for people with their eyes closed and drool coming out of their mouth. Like, dreaming is not enough, okay? Dreaming is for sleeping people. Some of you have to wake up and actually do something. Wipe the slobber off your face and actually work towards something that you want, okay? Probably not the nicest way to put it, but there you go. Fifth thing we need to be doing every day, and you're like, well, that doesn't have to do with real estate. Exercise. Not just exercise, exercise daily. For a lot of you that follow me on places like Snapchat and Instagram, you know that every single day I post either a pic or a video with the hashtag, did you sweat today? You with a letter U. Did you sweat today? We do this all the time. We have shirts coming out. We got a website being built. We've got all this stuff going on. And the point of this is very specific, okay? Now, do I exercise every single day? I work out every other day. I run on the off days so that every day I'm doing some kind of exercise. Do I do this because I can't wait to show you guys? I do it for many different reasons. One of them is that this is the only body I get. Like, I need to take care of it. I want to be here as long as I can. I want to be productive. My energy levels, my stress levels, I deserve it. This is all that I get. I need to take care of it. I don't do it because I want to audition for Baywatch. I am not asking you right now to look like a Baywatch male or female model. What I'm asking you to do is every single day, whether it's a half hour, whether it's in front of your TV with some kind of a thing, whether it's going for a walk, whatever it is, sweat every single day, because not only does it take care of yourself and your energy levels and everything else, but it creates the inner narrative in your head that you deserve so much more in your life because of the effort you do put in. There's just all these effects that come from it. It creates an example for the people around you. It creates an example if you have children. There's so many effects that come from it. More importantly, again, there's so many effects from not doing it, okay? So, did you sweat today? Every single day we want to do something to exercise and take care of this body, okay? Number 6, help someone else. I don't know if I need to go into great detail on this one, but I was talking to someone recently who had just signed up as a one-on-one student, and I said to this person, I see you as somebody who's going to really grow quickly, and I see you one day getting on the stage at one of our advances with me and helping everyone else. And I said to this person, and you're going to see that as much as success for you is going to be fantastic, you're never going to be able to experience the feeling of when you help someone else, okay? And that is something that everyone should get the chance to experience, not only because when you help someone else, you help them, but you still help yourself. The greatest way to learn something is to teach it, okay? And on top of that, don't you wish there were more people when you were coming up that helped you? Don't you wish somebody gave you a helping hand? You know, I get to do this for a living, and it's so gratifying to see all the different people that you get to help, but it's not just my job. I believe that it's all of our responsibility to help someone else, and we may not be perfect in these areas, but we're really good in these areas, then help people in those areas and let someone else help you in these, but we need to help each other, okay? And the 7th and final thing that the top agents need to be doing, the top producing agents need to be doing on a regular basis is track and measure your business. Okay? We have too many people running around every single day running the rat race of what I talked about earlier, waking up and getting back into bed and, you know, whatever it happens to be for you, and not enough people actually running their business like a business. If you don't know what your cost per lead or transaction is, or what your cost per click when you're bringing people in, your conversion ratios when people are coming to your page, if you don't know these types of things, what your ROI is on the marketing that you're spending, if you don't, how many contacts you have to talk to in order to create a transaction, how many transactions you have to create. Remember, begin with the end in mind, work towards your future goals. How many transactions, how many leads you have to create in order to need more people if you're trying to form it. If you don't know all of these kinds of things, I can guarantee you one thing, and that is that you are in the selling minutes game. Meaning every day you wake up and hustle, and good for you, but the moment you're in the selling minutes game, I know what the end game is. I know that you will never reach your fullest potential. I know that you're going to run out of time every single day, and you're never going to get where you were supposed to go. The quickest way to do that is to start tracking and measuring exactly what's happening every single day, because once you know what those numbers are, you know what to scale, you know what to duplicate, and now you can actually see true growth happen, okay? So that is it for episode 11, guys. Make sure you take notes on this. Go back and watch it as many times as you can. Share it with someone else that you think is going to benefit from it, because I think there's a lot of people that would benefit from that. As I said before, go to connectwithjared.com. Send me a message on Snapchat and these other places. Let me know that you're watching. Let me know you enjoy it. Let me know what you want to hear about in the future. If you are interested in the future of either looking at virtual coaching or one-on-one coaching, you can click right here, and both options are there for you to look at. Make sure you like and subscribe here, guys. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Hey there, you, and I am talking to you in particular, person that made it to the end of my video. It means the world to me. But if you made it to the end, I'm hoping that you'll take a second and subscribe right here. Make sure you share that with all your friends, by the way. They're in real estate, sales, entrepreneurial, whatever it happens to be. By the way, if you're looking for a speaker for your upcoming event, click right here to get some more information. And as usual, if you have a question you want me to personally respond, just connect on social. You can click right over here and see all the platforms I'm on. I hope to hear from you soon. Have a great one.